right, here we go. So hopefully somebody out there in the real world can hear us. Let us know in the
Not a
comments.
chance.
I can hear you,
chance.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, everything says it's working, so who knows. But personally, I've been waiting for this since November, maybe September, which is the Maker's Mark DNA series. As you can see, these are the lowest bottles I have ever had in my possession that I have never drank. So we sent off a whole bunch of samples to our Patreon, to some other people we know who we're going to bring in here in a second. But we're going to try the complete lineup of Maker's Mark, and we'll get into that and what it all is and everything when we bring these guys in. But how are you guys doing?
Hey, the Peacocks win, man. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Gotta let me fly.
There's some angry people upstairs about that.
I mean, it's Friday night. We're about to drink bourbon and talk bourbon. Doesn't matter what the rest of the week was. Right now is a good time.
Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to bring them in. So we got two of our best Patreon members. We got Ed. And, of course,
Is that a requirement to be a Patreon member, just to be named Ed?
Yeah, that way I can just keep track of things very easily.
Makes it easy for TJ.
But how will we keep track of both Eds?
When you see him, he'll be able to do that.
One's a Dodger fan.
Yeah. So, and then, of course, graciously agreed to be part of it is Lance with Whiskey Tornado. If you have not checked out his channel, you're crazy. You should do it. He's got some great reviews. He's really honest. And
he's a Cardinal fan.
Yeah, Chuck's partially biased because he's a Cardinals fan and an Illini fan. So we'll bring all them on.
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
Power, how are we?
Basketball's over. It's baseball season. It's National Peacock Day. Got to drink bourbon. Man, it's a good day.
Oh, pretty soon people are just going to come down from upstairs and yell at me. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and if you don't know,
we've also got Eric here with us tonight. He's
Hi,
drinking Ben samples. So
Hi.
The good news is Lance won't have to blow on them to cool them off because it's hot to handle.
And Eric was on time tonight. Ben would still be doing his hair. So
I'm looking for a skinny jean.
looking for his skinny jeans, tight rolling them.
Yeah,
before he got on,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hi, Brian.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of my jeans have turned into skinny jeans. I feel like they're but
You're just getting ready for that next wave of it being popular again. So, for those of you out there that don't know, the Maker's Mark DNA series was a special release they did this year. They had it for sale at select locations and, of course, the distillery. For those of us that are Maker's Mark subscribers with the whiskey drop, they sent them to our house. But it's really cool. So what they did is they changed the entry proof. They left everything else the same, but they changed it between 110, 115, 120, and 125. So for those of you that are big into bourbon, you know there's a big argument out there about entry proof matters, and it affects the bourbon. It also affects it from a cost standpoint. That's why a lot of places put it in at a higher proof because it is cheaper when you do that. But there are select places that put it in at a lower proof. Lance has introduced us to one, which is Hard Truth. They do lower entry proof. So does Wilderness Trail. And there's a lot of people out there that scream that makes a better bourbon. So this is a great way for us to be able to see, does it really make a better bourbon? So I've been excited about it. Chuck has, Brian has, and I know these guys have too. So we sent out a whole bunch of samples, and now we get to see what we think. So
yeah, thanks for sending these, man. I've been more excited about this live stream than almost any live stream. To taste the difference is pretty awesome. So thank you guys so much for sending these.
Oh yeah.
I'm just glad that I get to share my perspective of drinking bourbon with more people tonight, because it's the best way to drink bourbon is stuff that's sent to you. So Lance, I feel like you're a guy, you go and get a lot of your stuff. So this may be a new realm for you where you're mooching off TJ and Chuck.
Yeah.
So if you need any pointers, if it feels uncomfortable at any time, I just want you to know I'm here for you.
No, this is great because Ed mooches off me all the time, so it's nice that the tables are turned.
Really? Really?
Oh, man.
I mean,
Ed,
hey.
that's a badge of honor.
I'll
You
take
know what that says? That says You're such a likable. No, never mind. I can't do it.
You know, Brian, you know what that says? I send him $50 every month. That's what that says. Exactly what that said.
Well, my
I didn't
mom
know.
pays TJ and Chuck, so there. Not in my own money.
I would say your mom
Worked
pays
in
us, and
elementary
your
school and an adult.
I would say your mom pays us and your wife pays us because they really want you to have friends.
Hey, Ed, great job. Now TJ's thinking he should raise his prices.
Nope,
Oh,
I'm happy with where mine are.
No.
All right, so oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, TJ.
I was just gonna say, so for everyone watching, we're gonna start at the 110 and slowly work our way all the way up to the 125, and just tell you what we think along the way. Yeah. So
Hey, TJ, before we get, what's the barrel proof entry for like the normal cask strength?
I do not know off the top of my head, but I think they said 120, 125 is their normal entry proof.
And this is also, this DNA series is also 8 years, as opposed to, it's older, right, than their other.
Yes.
Smells older.
Let's see.
As a way to just change things up, can I just drink mine randomly and just comment?
You normally
along the
do.
way?
We just did a maker's pick, and man, that is the best pick to go on. It's fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait.
Was
That
that
looked like an interesting process because you actually get to blend the different stave profiles.
Yeah, it's really cool. Instead of somebody, bringing you out 3 barrels and you're kind of at their mercy, you really have some creative ability to make it your own. It's nice.
Was that A1 again? Lance?
What?
Was that A1 or was that?
Oh, A1. Yeah. A1. Yep.
So speaking about barrel picks, we do get to announce June 25th, we're doing our second barrel pick, which is going to be at Starlight. So we are excited about that.
Nice. Awesome. Now
Happy
with
birthday,
Starlight,
Chuck.
you know what you don't know what you're doing until you get there, right? Or do you?
So I told them we wanted to do a half barrel, and the only way to get a half barrel is to do finished bourbons, which is what I wanted anyway. So we're going to do some type of half barrel finished. And from what I've talked to them about everything, basically they just open the rick house and say, have fun.
Yeah. That's what they did when we were there. They're like, these are the barrels that are ready. Taste what you want.
Yeah.
Are you going, Ed Bell?
I haven't been invited.
I sent out for all you top Patreons a little moment if you want to join in.
I'm a little behind sales, but yeah, I'd love to be there.
Okay, there we go. So now I got my 6th spot taken, and we are full. So it'll be Ed, Chuck, me, my father-in-law, and Derek. So
now you're taking 2 guys that just love a handful of peanuts right in the face. So that's what they're going to be looking for on your pick. Handful of nuts. Face full of nuts.
Go ahead.
Right there.
Say it, Lance. Say it. I'll play the movie.
We've got the sticker. Ed with a face full of nuts.
Oh,
There you go.
oh God.
Done.
As Charlie normally has to do. Can we bring it back to this bourbon?
Thanks.
In Dodgers gear.
Thanks.
Oh, this is going off the rails.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't even. Let's get some tasting notes.
Yeah, we're like 10 minutes in, and we haven't hit any tasting notes, and this is where Charlie just starts like breaking out in hives.
I was like, and this is how every filming session goes with TJ and Brian.
So,
Welcome
so
to
the
my world.
reason this
Chuck ruins our fun every time.
yeah. So the reason this is so expensive is because they give you the tasting notes on this amazing sheet of paper.
Oh,
Should frame
don't tell us.
Don't tell.
Don't influence us.
I'm absolutely gonna frame them. I got 3 more.
That's awesome. So who else does 110? Wild Turkey, Peerless. I don't know who else does
Michter's is low.
Oh yeah, I think Michter's might be 110 too.
Yep.
And then Wilderness Trail.
Yeah.
Finger Lakes is low. Up in that's smaller craft distillery, but
Well,
the theory is a higher water content has more interaction with the wood, so that movement in and out pulls more of the wood sugars.
yeah, I was also reading up where they were talking about more oxygen in the barrel helps, and that's why the leaky barrels are usually one of the better picks if you can do a single barrel. So Kelvin Cooperage and the stave, other stave companies like, yeah, just fill your barrels halfway full, buy double the barrels, and trust me, you'll have better bourbon.
Yeah, right.
All right, so on the nose, I get a ton of oak.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it is true. Higher water content, more interaction with the wood. I mean, some of that could be the extra age. Yeah. I think the oak dominates for me. At least the classic sweet cherry note that I normally get on makers. I'm just not picking it up.
I'm not getting that sweet cherry note on the nose. I'm getting like a bitter, like green apple note almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of comes in after the wood.
Mm-hmm.
It almost reminds me of like an FAE01 or FAE02 nose a little bit.
I get like the unripe, like an unripe apple.
Yeah.
I get the apple.
But it's more like to me, it's more like an unripened, like crab apple that you picked right off the tree.
I can't say I've ever actually eaten a crab apple.
You can.
I mean, maybe I'm
fun crop domestication. They all started as crab apples.
Ed just gave the head tilt like this is going to be a long night.
I'm prepared. I'm ready.
Well, don't worry. I filled Brian with just 1910, so he doesn't actually have it.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
A little tobacco? Yeah, I get that. The palate is kind of different than the nose for me on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Like I almost get I never really got banana on makers before, but I get a little faint banana on the 110.
And it's like pipe tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with that tobacco.
And definitely like pie crust in there too.
The finish is long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a very delightful maker's product. So if we go up, it's going to be a wonderful,
delicious.
I think it's a bit, at least for me, like muted or a bit overpowering with like that wood spice on the finish. It just, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just that's all you get.
Yeah, the complexity on the finish, I'd agree with there. I mean, I feel like it coats your mouth pretty well. As far as that goes, like I'm having this oily finish.
For a wheated, it's the least sweet wheated bourbon I think I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a fair analysis.
So Nick's drinking along with us because I sent him some. Thanks to
agreed, Nick.
Oh, nice,
long and spicy.
Cheers, Nick.
Yeah, I would never in a million years, if you gave me this blind, say this is a maker's product.
Nope. Not at all.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so are we moving on to number 2 yet? The 120 or one?
I don't know. You're the one keeping us on track here, so you got to tell us, Chuck.
I'm moving on.
I was still enjoying the first one, but sure, we can.
Yeah, we can go back. You can go back. It's okay. This isn't a linear process. It can.
I know what happens if we keep you up past your bedtime. We'll keep going.
That's right. He's got 15 minutes.
Now the second one is much more of those mocha flavors that I usually associate makers with.
Mocha. I get some of the sweet cherry. Maybe it's power suggestion. Even a brighter green apple on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nose is much.
This one's great.
Yeah,
I like the nose on this better than the first one.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's not oak dominated.
Yeah, it's really rich and it's got a nice balance of sweet and oak. Whoa. Wow. That is wood heavy. Especially I would guess that's like an old Heaven Hill product on the palate. Holy crap.
Yeah, it has a dusty feel to it. And then that transition from the palate to the finish is just like, you just bit on a chunk of wood suddenly.
That is the craziest thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's like no mid palate at all. It goes from that spicy to boom, oak, wood, dank.
Yeah, dank, little like mildewy. It almost tastes. That's
With some
crazy.
cracked
That is
pepper on top.
nothing like the nose. Nothing like the nose.
I'd say that's a bad cork if that was a bottle of wine.
I mean, I would say that's it tastes a little flawed. I mean, I kind of like that sometimes, but I don't know.
You know what that tastes like? That
You have to
tastes
say
like
bad
that
screw.
dusty. That tastes like that dusty rare breed that we had at Justin's House of Bourbon. That's what the finish is like for me. It's that funky, flat kind of long.
I don't know. I wouldn't say flat. I think there's enough spice there, at least for me. I don't know. I'm really torn on this one. I'm kind of digging it, but usually that's like too much wood.
I'm gonna bring up like bad memories for Lance, but to me, it's like an extra spicy Old Crow Chessman. So like Old Crow Chessman, you get all that stuff, that dusty oakiness, and then it just dies.
Yeah, without the old library mothball lingering taste
Wet.
that Old Crow Chessman has.
The
At
wet
least I told you the
Jim
chestnut.
Soft library pages.
What'd you say, Ed?
At least they were willing to sell you the chestnut.
Dude, that was the greatest day, man.
Well,
No,
so
It,
we took
it ended poorly. It ended real.
Talk about sore note. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Right,
took some
Ed? Right, Ed?
friends, we took some friends there the other weekend, and I was like, they were like, "Oh, we're paying for everything. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll say thank you. I'll buy you a pour of bourbon. Because I'm going to do something." So I'm like, "All right, I'll have an Old Crow Chessman." They're like, "Yeah, we're out of those. They're on back order, but we got some coming in." I'm like, "How do you get them on back order?" Yes, please.
Do they sell those on Alibaba?
Probably wish.com. It's just taking a while.
I think that's counterfeit. I don't think it's Chessman.
Back. Okay. That's a good one.
Just going to estate sales. Got some guys that are getting ready to go, but they haven't gone yet.
Dude, guys, I'm like really blown away at the difference between the 110 and the 115.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was one of my. I was like, "Are we actually going to be able to taste the difference?" A little bit concerned in my own palate, like just insecure, and it's just like, "Oh my gosh, these are completely different."
So I guess I'll say,
wildly different.
So the 110 went in at 110 and came out at 114.9. The 115 went in at 115 and came out at 117.6.
Okay. Man, the more I go back to that second one, though, I'm digging it.
I'm digging it. Yeah.
It's really good. It does have that like
There's
that
funk
age
there, man.
feeling, that like dustiness to it.
Yeah.
Man, it's good.
It's like a really oaky Knob Creek 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Knob 15's already oaky.
Yeah.
Right.
It really
Maybe
reminds me
more
of
the dusty.
the
oak.
oakiness on it almost reminds me of like I had a Rhetoric 22, and it was like that crazy strong like oak.
Didn't you have a 24 too, Lance?
No, I just had I had two 22s.
Okay.
Drank them all, though.
I'm just thinking I should have tried these before I sent samples and then lied to you on the second one and just said it was something else.
Do you really like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'll guess I kind of mixed feelings on it. Like the mildewiness, just kind of like I'm having trouble getting past. Like I appreciate those other parts, but
Mm-hmm.
I
What do you
don't
think,
know.
Eric?
I think it's a little leather-y. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
You guys are like falling in love with it, and I'm like, eh.
I'm falling in love with it, but I could totally see how if you're not a crazy fan of heavy oak, you would hate number 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's oak. It's whatever that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, it's like
that,
dank oak, like
like
wood.
that wet oak almost.
Yeah.
Type of
Which
thing, you know?
which a lot of people say is a flaw when they're tasting bourbon. I like it to a certain degree, and to me this is like on the line. Like a little bit more. I don't know that I'd like it.
Because I'm like, I'm maybe just a little bit on this side of the line. Like I'm trying to figure out, do I like it? Is it like, hey, is this a 9 because it's standing next to like?
Do I like it? Do I want to like it? Do I kind of like it?
Or
I
is
think I
this
like
a
it.
9 by itself?
I think
the 115, but it would not be an everyday.
Yeah. Well, I
No.
think they keep doing it, and they just call it very old Maker's Mark, and they just put it out there like, you want to try Dusty, but you can't afford to find a Dusty. Here you go.
This tastes like a Heaven Hill product to me. That second one, like a really oaky Heaven Hill product. I'm digging it. I kind of like it.
Lance, are you thinking Elijah Craig 18?
Well, I don't know. I have an Elijah Craig 18 that I just got today that I might pop open and try next to it. Yeah.
There you go.
I smell a video.
I think the proof point. I mean, on between the 18 and the this Makers is going to be enough that at least the last time I had Elijah Craig 18, it was
it's
just
like
it's like
94.
it's just too watery. To me. Still heavily oaked, so similar on that front. Ed.
That's the other thing I would say about this. Like, it doesn't drink 117 to me. It drinks really nice, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go try this third one. So this one is the 120, and it came out at 122.8.
Maybe it's because the glass has been sitting there a while, but
I like
dang,
this
that nose is good.
This one,
It
this
is.
is like,
Oh,
this is like
this is
caramel
great.
candy.
Get more of that creaminess coming through on the
Yeah.
nose.
Yep.
Still not over cherry. So that's interesting.
It feels more like it smells more like rich than sweet, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Comparatively to the last one.
That's like that. I get like deep vanilla pipe tobacco.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
That's
a good
fabulous.
description.
that is freaking fabulous right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite nose so far.
Woo!
Yeah, the
Well,
noses
the-
keep getting better. I can't wait for the next one.
I was saying if any of these has taught us anything, the palate's not going to taste anything like the nose. So let's see what happens.
There we go.
That's reminiscent of 2,
Oh,
but something's different.
it's better.
It's more balanced, like just not as harsh on those flavors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Woo! Winner.
That is really good.
Holy cow, that's fabulous.
What were you saying about lower barrel entry creates a better
Man.
bourbon?
Yeah. I'm not believing it.
this is
Well, let's be fair. So they say it increases the interaction with the wood. So especially like craft distilleries like Finger Lakes are using it, I think. So, they get a more flavor in a young bourbon. So, but this is 8 years. So this isn't a young bourbon at all.
Right.
Yeah. These last 2 I would guess at over 10 years old if I was tasting them blind.
Yeah. And just well balanced.
yeah.
Wow.
TJ, I don't know how much more you have of this, but I'll
None.
buy all of it for $15. 15.
Classic Brian. I'll buy a fifth of a bottle.
I'll send you a case of Henderson.
No, I'll buy a fifth, Brian. That means different than a fifth of the bottle.
Right.
Wait. Do the math on that.
So if he's talking about his benchmark, it's not an exemplar bottle. It's been
Oh, Ed, I was going
love
for the
it.
Cinderella story on my picks, and
Nope.
apparently it's only a thing in Real March Madness.
Slipper does not fit. There is no Cinderella here.
No.
You thought you were University of Maryland, Baltimore County? No. Didn't happen.
I'm almost
University
getting
of
like
Maryland,
some kind
yeah.
of I'm getting like some kind of tropical fruit on 3 that's really good.
In the nose or on the
On
palate?
the palate.
Yeah, it's super rich and fruity, and then transitions into the finish nicely with a.
Man, it's got a great. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're
TJ.
good. Go.
My toes were curling over here, and I just had to
You don't,
Ah,
you don't
good.
interrupt a man when his toes are curling. Go for it.
if you gave me this blind and asked me what it was, I would have said it was a barrel product.
Really?
That's why I like it.
It's got
Barrel's
the
never
fruit-
made anything quite this good.
Shut your mouth. Can we mute him? Do I have privileges?
I officially like Lance now. Earlier it was up for debate. I'm now a fan.
Hey,
Oh, man.
Lance, this has faint reminiscent of that smoke wagon to me. I get a little.
Oh yeah, I could see that for sure.
I get a little bit of that creme brulee going.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man.
Wonderful MGP product, by the way.
That was probably top 3 pour I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. It'll come out next week. Never ask Brian to send you an MGP product. You'll just get your feelings hurt.
Oh, sorry, Chuck.
You know, I sent mine theme based, and that was the controversial pick. There's always a controversial pick in March Madness.
No, there's always Brian. That's what there is.
And so I was like, I feel like someone's got to put in some controversy to the bracket.
And if you've been watching the Power Bourbon, there's not always Brian.
There's not?
No, there's not always Brian. Brian's too busy for the.
Your MGP pick, Brian, was about like the Adidas scandal or Rick Pitino in Louisville or something like that.
You're just bitter.
It was
because I chose
inappropriate,
something
sir.
You're just bitter because I chose something that didn't meet your predefined MGB.
Leave it to
MGB
you to
profile.
bend the rules. Like everybody understands the rules, and then like leave it to Brian to find this like wedge.
Gentlemen,
I did.
To your corners.
It's
to your
valid.
corners. And I
Back to the
have,
bourbon. Back to
I
the
have
bourbon.
the clip where Charlie threatens to get a lawyer on retainer because of Brian as an intro. So there we go.
Oh, that's funny.
So Nick says the other two were a little sharp, but the 120 is warm and inviting, fills my palate.
man, I
all
haven't
over
got there yet.
exceptional.
Yeah, I agree with that. I could see that.
Oh wait, yeah.
Hey, prescription, and
Hey.
yes,
What's
Brian
up, dude?
has been drinking.
I feel like we've all been drinking. Do you see what's happening right now?
Why are you singling me out?
Like, I feel like all 6 of us.
Yeah, I get the tropical fruit, Lance, or it's to me it's still like a green apple. Maybe
Yeah, that may be
lingers
it.
on in the finish.
That may be it. Man, it's really
But
good.
That's
though.
really good.
Good
Yeah.
balance.
Really good.
Clear and distinct.
Yeah.
Less oak. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've improved every step of
Yeah.
the way. It's like Chuck set up this flight or something.
Hey,
Oh, good God.
But now I'm questioning every decision Makers has ever made.
I know.
Right?
What are you doing at 110?
So, I don't know if you've seen. I am excited about their limited release this year. So what they did is they took they took all this distillate, all the same, and they put some at the very bottom of the rick house and some at the very top, and then they poured it into a toasted barrel. And so you're going to be able to see how rick house level affects bourbon.
Yeah.
between
That's
the two.
good because they always rotate everything to make it taste very similar. So
Right.
yeah,
So makers, I'm a fan. Just keep doing all this experimental stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
No joke.
but I mean, this is what's crazy is like the second and third one are so different than anything I've ever tasted from Makers, and
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
trying to make their stuff taste similar. I could see why they're not going at that higher entry proof, maybe,
Yeah.
even though I like it more.
Yeah, so I would say, go ahead. I was
So
just gonna
what
say,
what was
Ed,
what was the proof on the fourth one?
So it is 126.4. And so the little research I did, Ed, cast strength goes in supposedly at 110. Now, I didn't do much research. I saw one website, but
'Cause I have a glass of the regular cast strength. I just took the nose of it. It's not recognizable with the first 3.
No.
interesting.
I've got a glass of the FEO2 right here.
And I have the 46 cast.
Brian, what do you have? 1910?
Always.
Actually, number 4 is much closer to the original.
Does 4 feel really soft to you for the proof
Yeah.
point? Yeah.
Well, the nose is really light, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enhance those creamy kind of vanilla
Yeah.
notes on the nose from the third one.
Yeah, on the palate too.
Oh, but it's
But I
got
feel like everything else kind of dies down.
Yeah, everything else kind of died off. It's really strange.
But it definitely, like, at the very beginning of the palate, hits you harder than I think any of the other ones did. And then, but it dies quick.
Yeah, there's not much finish. On that.
So we peaked, and
Well, that's disappointing.
Oh,
Oh,
not bad.
side by side, 3 and 4 side by side. I don't think it's even close.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I would say this one's the traditional makers, like,
Mhm.
which is interesting.
And this is what was the finished proof on this, TJ?
126.4.
126. Oh, wow.
I will say on 4,
Oh,
I'm really digging the
dang.
finish as I come back to it more and more.
Yeah, the 120 I think is my favorite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, Nick says he found the cherry in number 4. I would agree. It just suddenly popped as a traditional maker's product.
It just doesn't have the robust flavor that previous did at all. Like, it's good. Like, I feel like if I had this last one in isolation, I'd be like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. But now it's just like I just want to go back to the previous.
Yeah, number 3, I think is.
Yeah.
All right, so using their handy dandy chart they gave me, supposedly, I think we all agree, number 1 was the oakiest.
Yep.
Number
Can you
1
hold the
was
chart a little
oakiest?
closer to the camera?
I think number 2 was the oakiest for me.
Oh, okay. So according to them, 2 is the least oakiest.
Oh, they're full of shit.
1 is the most oakiest. 4 is the second.
Sounds just
and
like
third
Chuck
is
when we tell him he's wrong.
Get your shit together, makers.
Don't worry, Brian. Lance will tell you you're wrong all night.
It's okay to be wrong. It's not. It's okay.
And then
Just as long as it's not him.
So sugar apparently goes 1, 3, and then 2 and 4 are tied. And then
wait, what was
We're
that
on
for?
1.
I can see
Sugar.
that.
Sugar. And then a word I can't say, lignin. I don't know what that is.
Lignin. That's
All right, scientific boy.
Oh,
part of
Chuck's
the
coming in with science again. Okay,
a cell wall component.
Right.
What does
it's
that
coming
mean?
from the barrel.
Oh, okay,
Well,
barrel.
You
Oh
have
my gosh,
lignin or cellulose.
did you
typically in
guys
cell
see
walls
Chuck's
are the
monologue about why FAEO1 is like labeled FAEO1. You want to talk about 20 minutes of science?
I think I cut
what.
it out.
You make us listen to your monologues all the time, which are literally like
Chuck, we're gonna need you to
I
wear
record them so I can go to
At
sleep.
least they're funny and self-deprecating.
Chuck, if you're gonna do that, we're gonna need you to put on a lab coat from here on out.
And goggles. And goggles.
I almost wore my glasses with like tape in the middle of the rim tonight.
TJ, keep reading.
Corn.
I would say Lance understands now. He's like, thank gosh I do this by myself.
No,
Yeah, you said it was a strength,
Great.
Lance, that we had multiple
Great.
tasters.
Because this is what happens all the time with 3 of us that TJ edits out. Lord only knows why. Like, I feel
45
like
minutes.
this is the goal.
Every single time, 45 minutes. Oh, one of these days I will just go do a bloopers reel and then somebody can watch it and it'll be
Put
terrible.
it on the Patreon page. Just
Yeah.
put it over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the Chuck rants, the Brian annoying him. It'll be great. Yeah.
Yes,
So
Nick is
They're not
asking
rants,
you
it's
guys-
education.
Nick is asking you guys to help him and
Yeah.
shut up.
Nick wants you to educate him. So
Yeah,
go for
put
it,
on your
Chuck.
lab coat, Chuck.
No, lignin isn't fat. It's I'm trying to think the composition. It's part of there's 2 components of a cell wall generally, or primary. You have cellulose and lignin, so it's generally not very digestible. So I don't know how that contributes to flavor personally. I don't know how lignin, but
Chuck's got
maybe it
homework
breaks
now.
down. Maybe it breaks down in the aging process.
Chuck's got homework. He's going to write
Speaking
a small
of breaking
dissertation.
down our ratings right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, go put on some makeup. So anyway, the lignin, number 1 was the highest, 3, then 4, then 2, whatever that means.
I nailed that. I had that in my notes.
Just next time you try it, next time for
Sure you did.
Bardstown top whiskey taster, just type it lignin. Oh,
Lignin.
goes to the finals.
This is really high
Where was the
lignin.
lignin question, Bardstown. Come on.
They'll be like, define it. And you're like, oh, crap. All right. So then number 1 is supposedly caramel, vanilla, no creaminess. Actually, they said none of them are creamy, which I highly disagree
What?
with.
See?
Disagree. 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 and
one-
4 are definitely creamy.
Who's running makers? Put us in charge.
No.
Seriously.
You got any Samuels? I don't know.
Yeah. And then, so the fruitiest one was 2, which we kind of all agreed.
No.
No,
No.
No, we
No.
do not.
3.
I thought 3
3
was
was.
the fruit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Apparently, 1 had the
Did
most
you
dark
mislabel
fruit
these?
and nuttiness. No, I did not.
Hold on. Did you label them or did Heather?
I labeled them, and I'm very meticulous when I pour your samples.
Are you there?
Make sure. Yeah. You know what? You can just the bottle you have that I was going to let you open up tonight that says special. You can just send that back.
Mine doesn't say special. It says 3. What's that?
Oh, that's where it is.
What?
No, that's mine. I need to get that back from
Don't
you.
drink that because I told my wife Chuck lost his number 3, and she looked at me and was like, "He's not getting another one." That's
Oh,
a
we already
special bottle.
drank it. We drank it. Was I not supposed to? It was all right. I got it here, buddy.
I was worried I drank it because it was like in the same box with some of our like best of 2021, and I've just been like pulling those out and drinking them at night, and I'm like,
Eric said it had a fair amount of lignin in it. I don't know.
So Lance, you inspired us. So what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna my wife is randomly gonna pull 3 bottles from the shelf, and then we're sending them out, and we're gonna go head to head and see who can get the most points at the end of a year. The 2 losers have to buy the winner a bottle.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that.
Within their price range.
No.
No.
All right, so they said the most fruity was 2, so they were wrong
Yes.
again. Okay,
Yep.
what next?
wrong again.
So okay.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong.
You know,
right.
I'll be honest. As a fellow truther, I really like Lance's truth zone that he just like surrounds himself in, where everyone else is wrong.
It's like a flat earther. What is that?
It's a
That's
wonderful.
that's why I walk around smiling all the time, Brian.
Oh man.
Yep,
So
it's that, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to keep smiling. And let me go.
so this is interesting. So do we all agree number 3 is the best?
Yeah.
Easy.
So
By
number
far.
3 is the one that's like the smallest in the circle, which I'm assuming means has
Flavor
like no
profile,
flavors. Yeah, I mean, it's all like flavor, and it jumps out when it hits the flavor. So according to them, it has a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, a little creamy, a little wood sugar. It's got a really big peak down here, which goes to nothing. So it's got a whole bunch of nothingness, and that's apparently what we like. It's got no nuttiness, so I don't know how Ed likes it. And then a little bit of dark fruit and a little bit of bright fruit. So
Maybe it just has symmetry and it all works together. Is to where the other ones were kind of jumping around a little bit more.
I guess.
I agree
yeah.
with that.
And that's on the one.
Especially I felt like on number 2, it had very like I felt like it was jumping from one thing to the next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's a good point, Brian, because I think I've said this before on my live streams, but I think sometimes we look for complexity and we rate complexity as good all the time, and sometimes it's that doesn't mean it's great. Like a great caramel that's really buttery is just a couple notes and it's freaking fantastic. You know, as long as it works together, I think it can be really good. I don't know that everything has to be super complex.
And that's Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so they did add one little final note here, and it says they cut the entry proof down to 90 proof on everything. And then their notes were on the 110, sweet aroma, bold caramel sweetness, and...
Wait, you said, sorry, I interrupt you. You said they cut the entry proof to 90. You said...
No.
Or they mean they cut the final proof
Yeah,
to
they
90.
cut the final proof down to
because that was
90.
actually, that was one of my questions. Like, what happens if we add some water to these?
Yeah. So they said for the 110, sweet aroma, bold caramel sweetness, and big mouthfeel. I don't know what that means. 115, earthy notes. 115, earthy notes with a hint of chocolate sweet when out, but less complex. Okay. 120, bright and fuller on nose. Uses sweet but not as strong mouthfeel, slightly sweet. And then 125, the most nose forward. I can't read what you wrote, and most astringent. So, So
Yeah.
You did well reading out loud, TJ. That was nice.
I'm dyslexic. That's
When
hard
you
for
have
me.
to do that training and it's a PowerPoint, you got that instructor that's reading it verbatim.
Yeah.
Well done, TJ. Well done.
See Sam run.
I'm just gonna
Sam
say,
runs fast.
Hey,
There's a
hey,
reason-
it was brave of him to try to read out loud in front of the 5 of us or 6 of us, plus like all 3 people watching live.
Yeah. I was saying, there's
so
a
kudos
reason
to TJ.
I don't get to moderate the ACT anymore. It's because I can't read out loud. So back off.
But man, they're bullying you, TJ.
I know.
Gee
Oh,
whiz.
shut
That
up.
was totally intentional.
This isn't
For
bullying.
real?
We have to
Oh
start
my
that.
God.
Hold on.
Brian's like, you want to see bullying?
I like it, Nick. Brian using big words like symmetry. He needs to drink more. Brian continues to be the voice of the people.
I feel like
Sometimes I use big words so I can
together
feel more
near the
photosynthesis.
beginning to the end.
Oh, man.
Hey, Brian, TJ, I have to tell all my junior staff, speak to the slide, don't read the slide. Look at the audience, not the slide.
Well,
It's good
TJ
advice.
can't read, so he always looks to the audience. So
Wow, this
So
is fun.
TJ, what's the consensus of most people reviewing these? Which one are they liking the most?
So the ones I've watched, for some reason, they do like the first 2 versus each other, and the second 2 versus each other. So a lot of them like the 115 and the 120. So kind of what we did, but I haven't seen a lot of people like do all 4
Interesting.
straight, which I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I mean, side by side, I still like 120 is the balance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I clearly drank more of the 120 than anything else.
All right, so my father-in-law, who's drinking upstairs, says
Oh, nice.
1342. Interesting. So he likes number 1.
Oh,
There it is. Turkey man.
I do find it interesting how
He
the
likes that
noses
110
change
entry
as you go back.
Yeah.
really,
And then, all right, so Nick wants to know, what is all of our least favorite?
110.
So as I go back to 110, I don't dislike it as much as what it was when we first
I agree.
tasted it.
Yeah, the first one is much better going back to it.
Yeah, and honest, well, of course now it's getting down to like a vapor pour, but you almost get the overpowering wood that we got initially is almost like a subtle smokiness now.
Honestly, guys, I went back and tried them against like just the regular cast strength, and I think just the regular on the shelf cast strength is better than any of these 4.
Wow.
Really?
better than 3.
It has more of what you go to Maker's Mark 4, which is a not overly complex, simple, sweet bourbon.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's important to have that on the shelf amongst a bunch of other selections that Maker's does well.
I mean, I have FAO2 here, and of course it's one night, one taste, but I think I'd take 3 over FAO2.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I see another 120 in the wild, I might just buy it. And no, Brian.
Buy it for me, please.
I know. I
Yeah.
was gonna be like, and so you're getting 2 bottles, and TJ and I get done. Like,
I have 8 bottles over there for you, sir.
You do.
Ooh. Ed,
Let's
bring it
go,
up,
Ed.
Wiggins.
Side by side. What do you got?
oh, are Ed and Chuck gonna get into a bottle war? Is that what's about to happen right now?
What are we doing? I'm racing. I'm driving to Louisville to get Brian's bottles. Easy. No problem. Done.
Actually, I have.
See you tomorrow.
He has
I was
like
gonna say,
he has
I
like
have
15
I have a
bottles.
little book and an Old Foe barrel strength that are Brian's that he hasn't picked up in over a year.
Little
Little
book.
book.
Yeah.
I'm on See you tomorrow.
Is it 5? I think it's 5.
See you tomorrow.
Sucks to be you, Brian. Sorry, buddy.
It does sometimes.
And Ed, since you owe me a Booker's, you can just ship it to me.
Sure. I'll split it with you.
All right.
Like when we got our Booker's rye pour.
Ed and Ed, if you guys want to come to Champaign, I'll give you a pour of Brian's Old Carter.
Woo! I'm there.
Oh, man, this is great.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Giving away all my stuff.
I added a
Shit,
couple
guys.
drops of water. to that one.
I mean, with friends like you guys,
Yeah.
it's
Love
really
you.
kind of
We
sad.
love you,
Oh.
Brian.
I got breaking news. This is important.
Uh-oh.
See if I can get that to focus.
Oh,
Timmy.
Woo!
Oh, good, Lance. You wear another Dodger hat on live stream. All right. We'll beat your ass again.
Been waiting for you to check your text for 45 minutes, TJ.
I try to focus on what I'm doing. Luckily, I have deliveries, which is great. So,
Hey, Lance, he has a really short attention span, so he's really got to focus.
That's fair. I get that.
you've inspired, and so my father-in-law picked this up and surprised me with it today, and I'm ready to try this. It is the Hard Truth double oaked in smoked barrels, and it's
Is that
a 4-year-old.
the rye or the bourbon?
The bourbon.
That's not my favorite.
Oh,
I love Hard Truth, but I'm not a huge fan of those smoked ones.
Too smoky, too like reminiscent of a peaty.
I mean, it's like
Scotch or
yeah. I mean, a little. I mean, it's a light layer of smoke. It's just not for me. When I drink bourbon, I don't want to taste that. You know.
Oh, I should send.
the only one.
I would say I'll send you the MB Roland Darkfire.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't.
At Driftless Glen, have you had they have a smoked bourbon?
No, do they?
Yeah, and it's smoky.
I'm interested to see what
TJ, you'll like it.
Yeah, I like smoke.
TJ likes everything new.
You like smoky stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
He's a people though.
Unlike
He
Chuck,
likes Lagavulin 16.
Yeah, I would say, unlike Chuck, I'm not scared of an Islay.
Oh, is this a smoker? I'm just gonna stick my head in there.
Hold on, is there Band-Aids with mothballs and a sweat sock in there? Let me eat that too.
I would say it's because
I thought you liked smoking.
Yeah,
I do like smoking. I like smoked meats.
The whole reason I have a smoker is because of you two. So
About time.
And Lance,
You're welcome.
The hard truth is that all of us are just going to have been on a swing set. Hard truth.
That was awesome, wasn't it? The best was Brian Smith. I don't know if you could catch it in the video, but he says, yeah, Bachelorette's just wearing dick necklaces.
Oh,
and
Brian,
as Ben swinging, Ben's like, yeah, and they're just smacking him in the face.
All right, Brian, you're up. Nick has a challenge for the People's Champ. You need to mix all four together and see what happens.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh. You're not monetizing this, are you? You should have.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I might have just got you
I'm
demonetized.
going to get equal ratios here.
No, we're not. Yeah, we're not monetized yet. We're still working on we're so close. 50 more. We need 50 more, and then we can give away samples of a Pappy 15.
50?
Nice.
Or something good.
Or are we fit? Does that include
Or something good.
Does that include my 350 ghost accounts?
I heard you.
If you would make 350 ghost accounts, that would help us out. I'd appreciate it.
Nice if you could contribute to the channel, Brian.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
And Chuck, I think two more.
But you didn't
All right.
have the 12-year?
Was it Derek that asked me to mix all these?
You want to try it?
No, it was Nick.
You wanna try it?
Nick,
Nick?
I have
Ooh,
12-year.
okay. Solid color.
TJ,
Yeah.
what do you
I'm
think?
going to go
Listen,
dark amber on the
it's-
color, Nick. Or
Oh, sorry. I don't want to interrupt Brian during color time.
Color time.
coloring time.
He's about to use the big word. Prepare yourself.
It's like my daughter. Green.
Hey, Brian,
I'm going to go dark amber on the color when you mix all four.
Brian, you got like raw umber or burnt sienna. Which one? You know, the worst color everybody wanted out of the 64.
Dark
Come on,
mauve.
What?
Is mauve a color? I don't know. I
Are
feel
you-
like I heard that once. I'm not sure. Kind of like turquoise. Is that a real color? I'm not sure.
I'm only really sure about red, blue, and green. Other than that, I get
Okay, when you mix all four, you really just get a little bit of the sweetness come through. Like the vanilla, I actually like vanilla cherry Dominic. So
I just I just mixed mine, and I don't know which one I mixed. I just made them all the same level. Damn it! I
Hey,
don't
Lance.
know which one I mixed.
Lance, there's about 100 candy canes out on your front yard too.
So Lance, what you should have done is what I did. I drank all of them down to the same level and then mixed them.
Yeah.
It's a rookie mistake. I've been there.
I know. I did not think it through.
You know.
All right, so Ed,
maybe when you get up to 900 subscribers, you'll kind of figure out.
when he goes back down there.
Well done, Brian. That's funny.
So it's interesting, Ed. Like on the nose, I get honestly like an Irish whiskey. It's green apple. It's. I think it's because it's a lower proof, but it's like it's a single malt or an Irish whiskey. Really, is what I get on the nose. I mean, the palate, the 90 proofness definitely comes through.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly, there's no grain note. Like that's what I usually get on young craft stuff, and there's not that there.
That one's sourced. That's not
okay.
So, in a true shocker, heard around the world here, when you mix all four, it's actually not that good.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything's pretty muted.
There you go. Brian, hold on, time out. Lance agrees with you. You did good.
Honestly, Lance and I feel like are really hitting it off.
We
well.
are.
I feel like
We're really bonding here.
Yeah, I feel like Lance and I.
Lance, that should scare you.
Yeah, so Lance, for 50 subscribers, you can have him. For 50, we just need 50.
What? He's your moneymaker. Look at that face.
That's right.
Well, I'm sure bringing the massive, whiskey tornado over tonight. We should be there tomorrow, right?
That's right. All right,
The
we're gonna
one
try.
thing I was hoping for if I mixed them all is that I'd at least get a decent finish, and that doesn't happen.
I mean, we're gonna have to do this again, and we're gonna do a head-to-head, Brian versus Lance.
Yes.
See who can win.
Bring it on, motherfucker.
So by the way, where did I rank in the Brian after hours when I missed the last live stream?
Loser drinks Henderson. I like it.
Yeah, please.
Wait, that's a reward. What does the loser do?
I don't even know what Henderson is.
Good.
Oh, well, if you stick around, Ed, let me tell you.
Well, Ed.
Guess what, Ed? You're going to win a flight to Henderson, baby. On your get his ass, CJ.
So
Have you ever had cream soda?
So funny story, Ed. We actually have a way to remedy that in a blind raffle.
Oh man. Well, how did you fill out a March Madness bracket, Ed?
No.
I was gonna say, depending on how your March Madness bracket is, you're gonna win.
This is all right.
What are the standings? Am I in last place now?
I'm going to look right now.
All those people that chose Gonzaga are in.
Well, you got to be a day.
Oh, did I chose Illinois, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so much better off.
No, Gonzaga losing really helped you, actually.
I just got a text from Ed. What's EABOD mean, Ed?
Yeah, I don't know, Lance. Why don't you tell everybody?
Oh no! Oh no! I'm got the lowest max points. That's not good. Nope. Dazed and Confused does 410. Woo!
Oh, I'm 7th.
If I fill out a March Madness bracket, I'm either dead last or I'm like that guy's girlfriend who just does it,
Almost
randomly and kicks out guys who really know things. And either way, I look like an idiot, so I don't do it.
I don't know. Of course, this is just March Madness, but it's like in the entirety of the bracket challenge here, only 2 people have the final, the winner still in.
Did you see who those 2 people are?
One of them.
Oh, Kim, your mother-in-law and your wife.
Yeah, which I think is my father-in-law. I think he's.
Yeah, his father-in-law did 2 accounts.
So basically, 2 in-house cheaters. But that's also why I don't do March Madness brackets, because literally my wife will fill out a bracket, and she would be one that'd be like, yeah, the Peacocks are going to go all the way. And then they do. And then everyone's like, what the heck? And she's just like, yeah, I knew. I'm like, you don't watch college basketball.
And she picks Villanova to win it, and the way Jay Wright's coaching right now, that looks really good.
You don't know shit about basketball, Ed. Come on.
I know that.
It's like baseball.
I know that.
Just like baseball. Exactly.
The tie game until then.
Oh, man.
Ed hates defense.
I'm not completely against
Oh
the hard
my
truth.
God.
I like it. I've had a lot worse.
They've been trolling.
It's
Ed a
good.
bit. Yeah.
I don't get any of the smoke though, or very little of it.
It
Really?
shows the bottle.
Well,
Your palate's
that's probably
ruined.
just because your smoke profile has been raised so much.
Yeah, your palate's
Yeah.
ruined.
Ooh, there we go.
Don't trust TJ with a new bottle of whiskey. Rule number
Oh my
one.
gosh.
Oh, that's true. We've learned that
There's
lesson.
Chuck. I'm gonna send this to you blind, and then we'll see what you think.
That's fine. I just like it's a percentage, so sometimes it's your palate's fine, but a lot of times you just
Do you like how
new
Chuck's giving himself an out
anything
here to back-
anything
slowly
new.
backstep
No,
his
that's like the
personality
statistician in
all
me.
the time?
Nothing's ever certain, Brian.
He
But literally,
And he tries
TJ,
to
most
turn
of the
around big words to
time,
make you feel small to like continue to prove.
I might be able to help you with a PhD, Brian. Statistician might be helpful.
My chapter 3 is almost done, sir.
Or maybe just listen once.
That
What?
could be helpful. Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you, Chuck.
thanks, Ed. This is where I just shut down, where I just stop talking.
I know. I hear you.
Finally.
I feel you. It's like in my text with Ben and Lance. I just quit. I'm done. I'm out.
I just start trolling Ed just to ruin his day.
You and Brian literally are the same person, Lance.
I know, right?
Hey,
Good
and what does
grief.
that say about you guys? That Chuck was like, "Hey, this Lance guy's great." Like texting us, like, "Hey, we need to do more with him. Such a good guy." And then it's like, "You're friends with me. You're friends with him. We are clearly messed up people, but you're friends with us." Time to do some self-evaluation, buddy.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there's Ed and I, who are
At
normal
least Lance
people.
and I know what we are. Like,
Yeah, at least we're honest.
Okay.
You want me to be honest right now?
no, we usually hurtful and mean.
Only if you're gonna put a lab coat on.
Ed, which one did you say tasted like barrel? Was it 2 or 3?
2.
3?
Number 2. He said.
And I'm getting it on a few of them, particularly on that finish. It's like that. I
said 3.
typically think it comes from not the primary MGP Kentucky Dickel but when they put in like the Wyoming or the Texas or the New York, that's I'm getting a little bit of that, and it's like a light fruitiness that kind of lingers on in the finish. That does remind me
I
of
thought I said that about number 3 because of the tropical fruit.
Yeah.
We drink,
Maybe.
seagrass or some of the weird things they do that flavors show up that shouldn't be.
No, yeah, and to me, it's not even necessarily some of their finished products. It's some of their like I said, non-Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky whiskeys.
Yeah.
So real quick, Nick, I will beg my wife to do a review and post it on Patreon. She's definitely
true
doing
Person with palate.
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A122, which I just found the other day at Sam's Club for $62, which was
Sam's?
amazing.
Nice.
Or
Let's
Costco,
just
sorry,
keep
it was
bragging.
Costco. Costco for $62, amazing. But she is always worried that nobody cares about her palate and reviews on Patreon. So I keep telling her that.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
She used the best
I
reviews.
do.
Exactly.
We literally say her palate's the best.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It really is.
So once again, yeah.
the
what was it, Ed?
is dominated by men, but women generally have better palates. Their nose is more attuned. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they should be running whiskey tube, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling her. And she can actually speak and use the English language, whereas I cannot.
She can read out loud.
Yeah, without looking at it constantly like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
So.
that's fabulous.
The great part about Heather is she's both educated and comes off educated, which most of the time, at least 2/3 of our channel does not.
Hey, TJ.
Yeah.
Isn't she getting her PhD?
I was gonna say that I can finally brag. So for the Patreon guys, they know I've been a little hit or miss on Patreon. I'm trying to get everything in order. It's end of the year for teaching is always crazy, but exciting new news. One, we're getting the basement redone. So
Nice.
filming is going to be a little hectic here through the summer, but I'm getting a bar. And the amazing news is my wife is going to quit her job, which she has officially put in her resignation, so I can say this out loud. and she is going to get her PhD in STEM education from the evil empire of the University of Kentucky.
Oh,
But that is because she doesn't want to. Well, I can't say any of that stuff. It's because, like, they offer a really good STEM education program, and she's going to help run some of the outreach to high schools in Kentucky, helping to build engineering transition from high school to college. So we are super excited.
Wow.
She is doing something I absolutely will say for the world knows I cannot do. I do not have the ability to get my PhD.
And she doesn't want to go to Purdue. So,
and I mean, that's one of the things. Apparently, where you get your PhD, you don't always get to work from. So, I mean,
should go to St. Mary's. They're the
I know the Peacocks. They, or St. Pete.
Peter's genius.
Peter's.
Oh, sorry, that's what I said.
Yeah. Okay. So it's close. I mean, New Jersey, California, they're right next to each other.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm hearing is just to be safe, I better buy her.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
I better buy her some Peacock gear just to be safe. She might, get a job there.
Can't wait to pile on St. Peter's.
They play defense.
So there's some crazy stuff going on in our house. Amazingly enough, Chuck is getting his basement redone, so he'll actually not be in the living room shooting, which will be great.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, you should see my living room right now.
Eric King. So there you go.
If I turn this camera around, you wouldn't even believe all the wires and.
Oh, Ben.
Oh,
what's up? Way to be an hour late.
Cheers, man.
That's okay.
You're like the 11th hour.
Hey, DJ, shut it down. Right?
Yeah, let's shut her down. Shut her down.
Yeah, we've gone 2 minutes too long.
Yeah.
What's up, losers? Whatever, Ben.
So when we typically film, this is actually right about an hour in is where we actually get to reviewing stuff. And it's really just a ploy TJ and I have to keep Chuck up late past his bedtime.
So it's Friday night, man.
I would say, with that said,
wide open, Chuck. Wide open.
I would say you two should go find your bottle that says special. Not pour all of it because we have to review it. And tell me what you think.
Eric and I will drink this number 3 here while you guys.
Okay. Now should I fill off? Finish off before I mix together.
We're gonna drink. Eric and I are gonna drink some Lot B while you guys.
Nice.
Oh, you would.
Ed, shots are fired. I apologize.
Hey, Ben, they're doing the same as Arizona.
I think he's in Texas, so he's like, I'm a Texas Tech fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, whatever. He's an Arizona honk, bigger than shit.
I wish if I was running StreamYard right now, I'd have a slow motion Ben on the swing with some music going,
sitting by the dock of the bay.
Yeah.
Otis Redding, good stuff.
With his Austin hippie locks flowing in the wind.
And his rolled up pants.
And his rolled up jeans.
I mean, I would just
sounds like a man of style.
If I knew he was stopping,
shut up, Chuck.
I would say if I knew he was stopping by, I would have just had a pre-recorded clip of my daughter whenever we give her hot food, and she just goes, "Daddy, blow, please."
Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, please get a meme of that and put it on a freaking
yeah. Put it on Ben's face on it, and then Lance next to him.
I did blow their doors off again, TJ, on when they came up for the Hard Truth. I cooked for them again, and Lance hated every minute of it.
Yeah,
didn't you, Lance?
Sorry, I started daydreaming about Booker's titties, and I kind of tuned out what you said. What'd you say, Ed?
I said you guys pretty much hated what I cooked again.
Oh no, man! I'm impressed. I want to hate your cooking, and you're good. Yeah, no, you're a good cook. Yeah.
It's like you try to say something nice, Lance. It's like you're incapable.
He can't.
I wanted to hate it.
You did.
So TJ, I actually do not have.
I really wanted to bust your balls about your cooking too, but
I sent it to you.
I have one labeled surprise.
Oh, sorry, surprise. All right.
And then one night he made.
That's why I poured. I figured that's what you meant.
Yeah, I don't. It's been so long since I sent it.
Again, the English language in
Eric,
is a rough place to be.
If you're a jambalaya fan,
No.
Love jambalaya.
That's okay, TJ. As a fellow dyslexer, I get it.
Yeah.
So do we know what this like? Are you giving us any hint, like what this is, or no?
Nope.
Are you giving us a hint on what 3 is?
Actually, hold on.
I need to get that back.
I don't even know what number 3 as well.
The only hint I have is my wife was
3 is
like
good.
angry
Cheers, man.
eyes.
Cheers.
My wife was very angry eyed on it.
TJ, who'd you send 3 to?
So 3 should only be sent to Brian, Chuck, and I. So that's the one my wife randomly pulled 3 bottles from the shelf, and we're going to record that. Apparently,
Well,
Chuck
hope
is
you have
super
extra.
generous and gave
Yeah,
it to Lance because he texted me this afternoon. He's like, I don't have 3. I'm like, I sent you 3. I don't know what you're talking about. So I looked at Heather, and I was like, hey, I need you to pour an extra 3. And she looked at me like, no. I was like, oh, okay. Like, Chuck doesn't
So it's a
have
Booker's. It's a Larceny barrel proof that somehow, some reason she likes, and then or it's
An old Carter.
Old
Oh, let me
Carter
taste
birthday
it. I'll tell you what
bourbon.
it is.
Let me know, Lance.
Nail it.
Wait, hold on. I am having a flashback moment to the last time TJ and Chuck sent me a surprise pour.
Bitters?
The best part is I don't remember doing that. I'm just going to say that.
I do.
And
I was complicit, although you did it.
You were
Yeah.
both unkind that night. Unkind.
Yeah, we sent him
Brian, every time you send us a blind flight, you're unkind.
we sent Brian a full bottle of just bitters.
Not full.
Oh, okay.
It was
I don't
just-
remember what I did, but
It
apparently
was
I was on my Chuck.
it was very heavy bitters.
That's awesome.
Benchmark.
And you know what? And I'm still planning my revenge. That was very short-sighted of you.
To be fair, the bitter. I think Ed's right. The bitters was probably better than Benchmark. I'm just saying.
Oh, no shit. Absolute agreed, Ed Bell.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were Angostura bitters. I mean, I like
People who say that Benchmark is like Stag Junior are those same people that say diet ice cream tastes like regular ice cream.
Wait,
Like, stop it.
hold on. Who
Stop
says
it.
People
Benchmark
say that?
Stag
I've seen
Junior?
people say, "Oh, this is the
It's
cheap
a-
man
it's
Stag
a-
Junior."
Yeah, it's a good B-tax substitute. It's
Look,
not good.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate. I think we can
Oh,
all
no.
agree.
Oh no! Oh no!
You know,
Don't do it!
No.
Hey, Ed has a bottle. Ed has a bottle,
Yep.
and I can appreciate a cheap bourbon as much as the
Looks
next
like you
guy,
just bought it.
But it is no cheap man Stag Junior.
Oh yeah. Ed said he was going to do an honest review of it for us.
It doesn't taste like nuts.
Tastes
But
like
it does.
garbage.
I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna say his name out loud, but my AP drinks Benchmark religiously. So I'm just gonna say it's what you do when you're a teacher because you can't afford quality bourbon and you just need to drink something.
Bullshit. Jim Beam.
Why Jack Daniels?
Cheap and good.
Why old number 7?
Yeah.
Jim Beam.
Grief.
See, Ben gets it. Halo Top has the same consistency as beer foam. Exactly. People who say Halo Top tastes like regular ice cream are crazy. Don't listen to those people.
It's agreed, Lance.
It's also the same people that say gluten-free cookies are just as good
Right.
as gluten cookies.
Right.
No, gluten-free
Agreed.
cookies is where hope goes to die.
Drink water.
Give
Okay.
me all the gluten.
Drink
So
water.
Brian, did you drink through that flight I sent you guys? I never heard your
Mhm.
Yeah,
I never heard what happened.
I did. I actually was able to. I hopped on seriously 30 seconds after you guys finished.
Yeah,
was
that sounds right. That's what,
Yeah.
they said would happen.
It was a good thing he wasn't on. I think he might have won.
No, it tied. Literally, we tied.
Yeah.
All of
Although
you?
there might have been some question, like, were you actually listening to the live stream while you were driving? I think you
Yeah,
were.
That's what the question.
So, I don't know.
Oh no! So I kid you not. So we were at dinner. I think at the in-laws or something that night. So I was coming back late, and I was like, "Oh, let's like chime in the live stream." And it was like the very end. I don't even remember. I think you guys were just talking about the
That's okay.
logistics
Sorry.
of
You're good.
running a channel, and
Going off the rails.
literally, my wife was like, "This is boring. Why would any of you listen? Why would anybody listen to you?" And she shut it off. So I did
Cheers.
hear like 2 minutes of it, but nothing related to the reviews.
Your wife said that was boring. We were on fire that night.
I know, we were having fun.
Yeah.
Apparently, she does not care about the logistics of running a bourbon channel.
Well,
Her loss.
fun police. We're gonna taste Seagrass 16 next.
Ooh. Let me finish this pour that TJ sent me. That's garbage.
It's not good.
I'll trade you the surprise for 3.
Do you have Seagrass 16?
I do.
Have you had it yet?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Does Chuck have Seagrass? The only bottles Chuck has turned down is the Steve Nally limited today, which was a 5-year blend.
I don't have any of the gold, the barrel,
Yeah.
like the $500 barrels are.
for 400 from Bardstown, and then the gold for 500. So
Yeah, I can't. No.
Do you guys watch Curiosity Public?
Yeah, I like those guys.
Go watch their Seagrass review.
I saw it. They hated
watch.
it. Dylan hated it.
I want to fucking punch. Pardon my French. I want to punch Dylan right in the face. Just punch.
I
so
can,
comfortable.
but I can see where he's coming from. Totally see where he's coming from. But
What was
if you're
what
a
was
fat
the
kid,
critique?
Oh, go watch.
It's
Go
just
watch.
it's like
Was the regular Seagrass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, these two, Brian and TJ, when I put it in my rye flight, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, your rye flight was like traditional rye,
It was rye.
traditional rye, and then Seagrass, candy sugar bomb that does not taste anything like anything.
So, but you guys can't
he
transition or appreciate differences of across
I
the
think
same.
in order for them to appreciate
Hold on.
it, their cheeks need to look like mine, Chuck.
Same thing about my MGP
Hold on.
bracket pick.
Who
Same.
TJ? Who hated rye? Period.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy. I know. Right.
Right, yeah. So good. Well, and then again,
I'm
he
a convert,
brings in,
Ed.
like, multiple.
That freaking Hard Truth might be one of the best whiskeys eventually on my shelf. It's currently in
Yeah,
TJ's.
it's sitting over there, and mine's.
You like the
almost
rye,
gone,
Chuck?
so.
Oh yeah, that rye is
good, right?
fantastic.
It
Yeah.
finished number 2.
Number 2 in our
out of all
best
of ours.
whiskey.
Hey, TJ, if
shit.
I drive down there tomorrow, do I get Brian and Chuck's bourbon?
Oh, that's tempting.
I might be willing to say yes to that, just so Chuck suffers.
Yeah, so you take Chuck. Let's see. So right now for Chuck, I've got a Buzzard Roost toasted. I've got a Bardstown number 7, which is amazing. He needs to get down here so I can
I'm on my
send
way.
samples and try it. He's got a Bardstown KBS. He's got a Hard Truth. He's got 2 Bull Run 14 years.
See ya.
Brian has New
Sorry,
Riff
Chuck, leave
Balboa,
now.
Old Foe,
You better be bringing theirs a
Barrel
champagne.
Yeah,
Little Book, Henry McKenna, and 12 of our picks from New Riff.
TJ, where
Did
did
you
you
get a little book?
get barrel strength?
I found it at Total Wine. They just had it, so I
I've
picked
never-
it up.
In my area.
Really?
Really?
We can hook you up.
I'm
Do
sure.
you want- I was saying, do you
Yeah,
want
If you
one?
have a Benny's close, I'm sure Benny's gets them periodically. But I mean, I never see them. But
I have a relationship with Benny's, and they generally tell me whatever they have in the secret room of happiness, and they've never mentioned Old Forester Barrel Proof.
See over
Well,
here. See this one over here?
Uh-huh.
Harvest Market.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like, what?
whatever.
I've never heard of the place. So Ed,
have they got an Olfo barrel though?
I'm sorry.
my God.
Lance, have
I
they
was-
had they haven't had an Olfo barrel strength, have they?
No, not Harvest
Yeah,
Market.
that's- yeah.
A1 does.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's on your shelf.
I actually have a Benny's Old Forester barrel strength pick, Ed, that I found on the shelf. I stopped by on a Tuesday. It was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unbelievable.
So Ed, what? So because I'm part of the Beam subscription service, they always send a little book. So if I find a second little book, I'll be happy to pick it up and.
Unfortunately, if you live in the United Socialist Soviet Republic of Illinois, that's not a.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
that's hilarious. Oh my God, that's
No.
Did you guys hear that Bardstown's really upset that all the conservatives in Illinois are writing off Bardstown now? I don't
wow.
know if you guys heard. It's a big hullabaloo here in Illinois.
Oh, man.
We don't like Pritzker,
I'm
let me
sure
tell
they're
you.
really concerned.
They are. They're so concerned.
Oh,
They're
man.
making a difference.
All right, so Chuck, Brian, what do you think of the surprise?
Not special.
Not special?
Ooh.
I get a little bit of like a medicinal cherry, but it's like still young grain to me on the nose.
Okay. Brian?
I agree. Do you get a little bit of ethanol in the nose as well?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
So, Brian, you would say you're not a fan?
No.
Is this the new Olfo?
Nope.
No. Yeah.
I told you I have not sent samples of
No.
that to you. I'm
Yeah.
just drinking through the bottle.
There's nothing about this that is off-putting. I would say it's just very okay.
All right. So just for record, we have Brian saying it's okay.
I think this is definitely the Olfo.
This is the Olfa Very Old 117.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's why I don't
There we
like it.
go. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not that great. Just going to say. We'll do-
I
I'd say
pick
the
up
finish,
some of
the
that
finish
Olfo
is the best
notes.
part.
Mm-hmm.
But it has something going for it that no other bourbon has.
What's that?
And what's that, Ed?
Jackie.
That's, to be fair, yeah.
oh, don't even get Lance started.
Featuring. Like, me featuring. What'd you say about me?
Nothing. I love you, buddy.
Talking
I love
about
you
you, not
too.
to you.
I love you too, buddy.
Yeah.
So
No.
the special for them was the
One thing
very
I
old
is Jackie,
1910.
and I'm like, don't get Lance started.
What?
On Jackie, Zykin.
Oh Jesus!
Said,
I'll drink whatever she makes.
Well, I might send you a sample of the very old 1910 because I don't need any more of it. It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's. So I actually just poured.
Think Jackie's icon? No. Oh man, let me show you a picture.
So I just did like
And
3
we're not
drops of water.
monetized forever.
Yeah.
My
I
wife
just put
even
3
thinks
drops
she's
of
hot.
water in this because the old 117 I opened up with a couple drops of water. This one still does not.
Hey, Eric, just go watch the documentary Neat and Thank Me Later.
yeah.
Okay. I've
Now,
seen, that's right.
Have you watched the
She's in my dreams every night. She's
The
a hottie that does bourbon.
documentary?
Oh, sorry, we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
I zoned out there a minute. I'm sorry. I'm back.
So
You're
this
not
is how
muted.
lawsuits happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Power Bourbon is out. But the good news is Chuck and TJ now going to be part of Whiskey Tornado. Brian gets sent samples to be on the sideline.
Hold on. I'm thinking based on tonight, if anyone from Power Bourbon is joining Lance, it's me because we have hit it off
You don't need 2 of the same
better
person.
than you.
Yeah.
Oh, but do
Hey,
you know how much
Brian,
fun we would
we'll
have?
get-
Do
we'll
you have
get
any idea how much
Bob.
fun we would have?
I'll take your place. You can come over and get your balls busted by Lance. Life is all good then.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I mean, David was really nice, and he's one of our top patrons. He sent me because we did the Irish whiskey flight, he sent me a Redbreast 27 sample, and he sent Brian a Redbreast 27 sample. But since Brian's out, Ed, you're in, we can just send it to you instead.
Sweet.
Wait, hold
No.
on.
Exactly what- no, no.
He's over there going,
He sent
what
one
the
to
hell?
TJ. Let's
I would
see.
say exactly what he sent in the
I
message.
see you, Ed,
on
with that Knob
Patreon.
15.
Yep. What he sent in the Patreon is still true, Chuck, which is you make enough money, you can buy your own. So we need to send it to us poor people that can afford things.
Us teachers.
What
I'm
made you
finishing
think of
my
Redbreast-
basement bar,
What made you,
which will be
what
giving
made
me
you
a-
think of Redbreast 27?
I don't even have a basement.
Brian getting kicked out of the
You have
channel.
a crawl space, Brian. That's potential. That's like
Yeah,
a TJ. We call a crawl space a TJ sized basement.
Whoa!
In fact, is TJ in a crawl space right now? I mean, we don't even know.
His
You're
hobbit
both
lair.
You're both out. I'm going to take the Eds. I'm going to start sending them bourbon. Forget you. They both have better bourbon collections than you have.
If you like nuts, there you got it. You got lots of nuts.
Now I feel awkward. I don't know if I can handle
Ed,
this.
this is a family channel.
Yeah, Ed, control yourself.
Return to
Jesus.
the heat. That's always
Ed, relax, okay? We're live on YouTube.
I said you're just referring to the heat. That's all.
And there are 4 people still watching.
There are
What?
10. First off, there are 10 people watching, and second off, we're non-monetized, so they can't do anything to us.
There,
so we're
there
good.
were 7 until I mentioned Jackie, and then it jumped to 10.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
one of them-
My 15th wedding anniversary yesterday, so I'm drinking Knob Creek 15.
and what,
Oh,
and
Congratulations, Ed.
cheers, buddy.
Yeah,
what happened?
I'm
Happy
getting ready
anniversary.
Oh, that's
to
good.
celebrate my 7-year this summer, so I've already got a couple 7-year bottles, so I'm excited.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited when, I'm like Ed, and I get to the double digits, so that I can be like, honey, I gotta buy this $300 bottle of
Congratulations,
bourbon.
Ed. And I will say Lance is a great dude because for getting engaged, he did give me this.
Ooh.
I did.
Which batch?
Yeah,
Wait, that
yeah.
just says, is that just Stag, no Stag Junior?
No, it's got the junior on there, I think.
Oh, it's got the Junior. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
17. I think 18's the first one without the junior.
17.
I
I
think
love it, man.
17's getting good reviews, Ed.
Mhm.
When we cracked it, we were like,
We were iffy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll pour one right now.
All right. I haven't done my review. No, I think
Have you
it's
guys
like
had it?
bourbon.
I have actually yet to see a Stag Junior in the wild or in some overpriced case anywhere in my area.
You're
Don't
not.
worry, neither have I. But
Me either.
I'll gladly trade you, TJ, for a Elmer T. Lee. Which,
Well-
oh, wait a minute, I got that for you.
To be fair, when we hit,
I mean, I'd trade a
1,000
Stag Junior for Elmer Tilly, or
I
I,
mean, when
would
we-
take the Stag Junior for the Elmer Tilly.
Yeah, I
So-
would too.
I'm gonna spoil a little bit. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna send Elmer T. Lee to all our top tier Patreon.
Oh,
I'm gonna send as
Whoa.
much
You think about that?
of the Pappy 15
Good,
as
man.
I can.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
Why don't you keep the tater juice and send me some
It's
turkey?
like candy, man.
Ah, I like it. That's what I like, man.
That's a good way to
Did
put
you
it.
We
see?
want-
You know what? And I'm willing to send
Keep
as
the tater
much
juice.
Henderson
Ed,
and
no,
benchmark
no.
as people want.
Ed Bell.
Brian, I'm just gonna send you $55. You buy yourself a 1910. Don't worry about anything else. Ed Bell,
They're
did
like
you
65 in my area.
Did you see? And this is your
be cheap.
fault, sir. I have joined the Single Cast Nation.
Yeah. He got
email.
me to join that too.
Yeah.
Ed's
They're
like, I
doing-
think he's secretly a
Yeah.
founding member of them.
Yeah, they're doing 2
I know.
picks. I'm like, as soon as that drops, I'm like, I'm buying it. I don't care. We'll just go.
TJ, did you have the single cash wild turkey that Ed
Yes.
brought to the meetup?
Right. That's why they're like, we
that
gotta.
it?
Yeah.
This is the one.
That is
Chuck.
one of my favorite bottles I've ever tasted.
Chuck, join the email list. You got to buy it too.
Yeah.
Done.
And a lot of people think there's a conspiracy with new signups do very well in the when they do lottery. Like, if you're a new joiner, you tend to hit more than people have been there for years.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll take
hope
I'll
that's
take them
true.
all.
We'll find out.
Yeah, this is the only bottle I own that's empty that I've had for like a year. I won't throw it away. It's got the autographs from Lance's meetup a year ago,
Mm.
and it's also a memory of probably the best whiskey I've had.
Yeah.
in a long time.
I wonder if we could get Jackie Zykin to the meetup next year, just to sign a bottle
I
and
mean-
say, "Hey."
If you
You know, Lance, I'm starting to feel like the restraining order that you would have, it might
No kidding.
prohibit that specific.
oh man, Lance hits 10,000. There we go. Like,
Yeah,
Who
sure she'd
knows
stop
a
by
divorce attorney
just to say hi.
call Lance?
Oh, you didn't know she watches your channel?
Yeah, she yeah, well,
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't contacted this. You're like, hey,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
we do a tasting, like a virtual tasting?
No one needs that. I'll get myself in trouble. We're gonna-
Jason from the Mash and Drum has had her on.
Yeah, he'll lose his words like a 7th grade boy with a
I would
crush.
say just bring Ed and Ben on. Like Ben, he'd look even more flustered than you because he's in middle school. He'd just be like, "Girl,
No,
Becky,
shit.
will you please get the swing?
That's hilarious. Oh my god. You can sit next to me on the swing.
He's not even gonna see these jokes. He's in bed already.
I know.
That's bedtime.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, mom
Oh,
put him
yeah.
in bed.
Yeah.
say
Come
no,
on, Chuck.
Chuck, you can go to
pig.
bed. We won't talk bad about you at all."
Right?
You talk
He
bad
did-
while I'm here.
Ben,
What's the difference?
Ben did say, I don't know if you saw the comment, at subpar taste and whiskey couldn't handle Redbreast 27.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm not contributing.
What did I
Oh,
do to
man.
deserve this? You
We
live
know,
in
man.
Texas.
Oh, what?
Ben, the ice cream truck, he heard the ice cream truck and he ran outside for a minute. He's back.
At least he didn't trip over his jeans.
Oh man.
Precisely.
Well,
He had to
I mean,
find
to be
a couple
fair-
quarters for the ice cream truck.
I mean, to be fair, like, some of us can't run after the ice cream truck, Brian, because they're just tight jeans. You just trip and fall.
God damn.
When your boot cut jeans become skinny jeans, you might have a problem.
Yep. Or
My dryer dries things really hot.
It's temperature.
yeah. The refrigerator isn't shrinking your jeans, Brian? Okay.
Bourbon.
Oh, Ben's firing shots. Ed's hip replacement won't let him run.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ben.
So,
Better than that maroon New Balance you got going on.
so and as your hip replacement ad, I'm knee replacement ad.
Hey,
My hips are both
you're getting-
natural and fine.
you're both getting close to the
Human.
$5 million man, and then you'll be able to beat him in everything.
Ed's engaged. You know his hips work just fine.
That's right.
And you'll need that right to the day.
And there,
And this is what happens
And there
30
goes
minutes
Chuck.
over time.
And Chuck,
Yeah, we're into the seagrass now, so
Yeah.
it's about to get off the rails.
What do you think about that seagrass, Lance?
It's so good, man. It's like candy.
guys,
yeah.
Is
I thought you were going to pour some, Chuck.
Lance, how much was the Seagrass 16?
free.
No. I think it's $250.
You
Yeah,
lie.
$250.
It was not that much, was it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Brian,
Yeah, it was.
never in your life pay that much for whiskey, will you?
Say what?
$250 for Seagrass 16. Will you ever in your life pay that?
Dude, I'm looking if my allowance can
Oh,
afford like
Chuck's getting
1.5.
real.
Oh, Chuck's been into it too.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I haven't
Damn.
even sent samples yet.
Yeah, I haven't sampled anything out yet.
Just appreciate the topper.
We know.
Oh,
Chuck
Ed,
loves a
Ed,
good
Ed
cork.
Bell, do you not have one? Have you not had one? Do you want a sample?
Not really.
Okay.
I was like, I'll send it to you before I'll send
Yeah,
it to TJ and Brian.
Lance was about to say, Ed, you want a sample? Get one from Chuck.
Yeah, because he's just like you.
oh, yeah, no shit. I'll drive.
What? I sample my stuff out all the time. You take that back, Ed. You take that back.
You know, and I sample my stuff out all the time too. They just don't appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
My problem is there are five $50 whiskeys I would rather have than that, one $250 bottle.
Yeah, but
No,
this is
I
really
can get like
this is-
4 1910s for that.
you won't find another bottle like this one.
Oh, really?
It's unique. It's really unique.
I can appreciate what Ed says, though. Do you
So how does it compare to the regular
I
Seagrass?
love a $250 bottle, though.
Yeah, it's hard.
Would you want to really like that?
Yeah. That's a good question, Ed. When I review it, I'll let you know. I haven't tried them side by side, so but man, you really have to like sugar, and I mean, you have to be a fat kid at heart to like Seagrass. That's for sure. Like, I get what Dylan was saying about it being like a mixed cocktail. I get that, but man, it's so good. It's really
Ain't nobody make a cocktail like this.
No, I agree, Chuck.
I'll drive to Champagne for that.
Really? Eric just said it's one of the best he's had. I mean,
Really?
yeah, he loves it.
I think the most I paid for a bottle
Apollo.
was a cognac 185 for.
Go get
It's
it.
like really tropical and
What was that, Ed?
I think the most I've ever spent for a bottle was
with
a
that on
cognac,
ice.
a single barrel pick that was
at a
180.
pool and on the beach would be
Ooh.
ridiculous.
I can't say that. I think TJ and I split that bottle of Old Carter. That was
Which
400.
batch?
Oh no, this was the single barrel distill.
You
or,
made
like,
it?
single barrel release that they did at the or I shouldn't say at the distillery, but
That is sweet.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Once
Well,
we
that-
really make it, we'll do an old Carter pick.
An old
that's
Carter
not a thing.
pick. That's not a thing.
But it should be.
You better.
Ever tried any of the old Carters or the 4-gauge or these darlings of the whiskey tubers? I never see them. They're too expensive. I just ignore them.
I tried
I'll
four.
send you a sample of an Old Carter, Ed.
I tried
that down.
four
I need to
different
write that
batches
down.
of Old Carter, and this is gonna make Chuck mad. And
Which batches?
Let's see. I had 6, 8, 9, and 10. I think.
So I wasn't a fan of, or wasn't as happy with 10.
Yeah. They were all like if I spent 200 on them, I'd be like, I don't know. It tastes like MGP.
But it's not. It's actually Kentucky, right?
No,
But,
some of them are MGP.
I thought at least the ones I have are mostly Kentucky. TJ, what's our single barrel from?
Hold on. So Nick says, as someone new to whiskey, can you tell me why y'all tripping your bottle over before you... Okay,
Wet the
so to wet the cork. So really what you should do, if it's a true cork, about once a quarter, like just tip it and let it sit for, I don't know, a minute or so. And that makes sure it's wet and it keeps a solid seal. But we do it every time just because I don't always get down here and wet my corks. That way it guarantees the cork, or it helps to make sure the cork's not going to break when I pull it out.
Hey, TJ, for extra points, can you tell me what whiskey is stored vertical while a wine is stored horizontal?
So, okay, yeah. Extra points. I like this. I'm going to win. So, whiskey is stored vertical.
And I'm ready to
because
correct you if you're wrong.
Okay, because it's at such a high proof. If you store it sideways like wine, it will actually start to eat and erode the cork, and it will taint the whiskey. So that's why you want to hold it vertical so it doesn't actually touch it. But you do want to flip it occasionally so it does wet it, because if you don't, it'll be really tight, and then it will break. If it breaks, you need to use like something to screw it and
You
pull
need
it out.
to at least have a couple months drinking whiskey, you know.
What was that, Ed?
You don't want the whiskey to touch the taint.
Wow. Hey,
And then there's Ben.
Ed's 2 sips away from pouring like this.
Hey, I'm with Ben. I typically drink my whiskey fast enough. I don't have to worry about it.
I'm going.
Hey, Chuck, as you can see by the top row behind me, I'm not afraid to pay for whiskey. It's just I'm afraid to get another bad habit.
I can appreciate that. That's why I don't get into cognac or others.
So Ed,
Yes.
I wanted to surprise you. So I went and I got this. And the good news is Chuck doesn't have this recipe yet.
What?
So I'm gonna give it to Chuck. But he's got like 4 backups of the exact same recipe, so he's gonna give you one of his backups. So you
What
finally
recipe
have,
is it?
This one is OESQ. So he does not have.
Was that just released at Four Roses?
Yeah.
I think I got a bottle of it. We were just there.
Okay.
All right.
I was like, how did you get a bottle?
Road trip.
We were there. We were actually leaving town after the Maker's Pick, and one of our buddies called us and was like, you need to get back to Four Roses. They just released a single barrel.
Ooh.
And so we turned around and they still had them out.
Well, so apparently my wife is for a Christmas present or a birthday present, gave her a membership to Bourbon Women here in Louisville. So she was like, hey, they emailed me and said I could do a Four Roses pick. Should I do that? I was like,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
please do that. So she went and did that. And then afterwards, they emailed her back like, you can buy as many bottles from that pick, the other pick, and the third pick we did. So she bought a bajillion bottles. She gave a whole bunch to Chuck, a whole bunch to her dad, a whole bunch to me. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of Four. Notice Brian wasn't part of that because he doesn't pick up his bottles. That's why they sit over here.
Road
But yeah,
trip.
Valid.
TJ, did you say that was an OESK?
yeah.
I've got an unopened
No, you said a
OESK
Q.
right here.
Oh no, yeah.
OESQ.
OESQ. Sorry.
Oh, I got OBSQ.
Okay. So I have every single one except OESO. I have to find an OESO, and we got all 10. And we got to have another Patreon.
Then you can make the limited release.
TJ, how many people do you have watching this train wreck of a live stream?
9 people. I don't know why they're
Train wreck.
watching, but
Train wreck? What are you talking about? This
Would
is
you like to
this
give
is
one of
good.
Open OESQ?
what I will what?
Would you like to give one of them an OESQ?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, OESO. Ben says. I mean, Ben's in the chat. I don't feel like we should do that.
No. Don't anybody but Ben. You're not giving.
yeah.
I would say, Ed, if you're willing to let us give that off, I would hold that for the 1,000 Patreon night. So when we hit 1,000, we're officially monetized. We will do a big giveaway. We'll bring all our Patreon guys on. That can be part of it.
Okay.
You
Sweet.
guys have your like watchable hours, whatever that is.
Oh, we're like 5 times over our watchable
Awesome.
hours. That's not the
Awesome.
problem. It's just
So you just need the subs.
yeah.
Hey, TJ,
Okay.
is there anything
I posted today's link in like every page I was a part of. So
Hey, TJ, is there anything else you'd like as a part of that giveaway? Like, do you have a wish list for what you'd like?
No, not really.
Henderson, Benchmark.
No, we're not talking your giveaway. We're not talking your giveaway.
Sorry.
Or truth. Give them a
Sorry,
hard
I was telling you what I had covered. Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond.
but they can be like
What? Yeah. So what so this is what I envision. When we hit 1,000, we're officially monetized. All that. We all get together in something like this, and we can just put up like, I'm putting my Pappy 15 up. I'll probably put some pours of my Stag up. Maybe the new Riff 15. We'll just have fun with it. Anything you guys want to put up, we will be graciously excited about, and trust me, we will send you guys some amazing pours that night too. So
Ed Bell,
I'm good for the Four Roses.
Nectar of the Gods, right there.
Which one?
No Strangers.
Ooh.
so
TJ's a big fan of the No Strangers.
I am in a blind.
that's a good bottle.
So
I got introduced to Booker's during 2020. I was just every Wednesday night having a cigar in the garage on Zoom call with my friends, and I found that the Booker's held up to a cigar really well. So I was just drinking Booker's like it grew on trees, and like whatever came out in 2020, I wasn't trying to save it. Whenever the bottle was empty, I'd just go buy another one. So
Yep.
I drink so much of that.
I started drinking Booker's back, probably, Lance, no shit, 06, 07.
You were drinking Booker's?
Yeah, out of the neck like nobody's business.
I'm not really listening to you.
I know.
okay, Chuck.
I need to address this David's message here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know if you saw that.
I did. I did look sad
I didn't see
because I
Brian.
haven't had a Redbreast 27.
I haven't either.
I'm not
Chuck.
even sure if I've ever seen one. A1 Liquor has had maybe a Redbreast 21
Really?
in stock, but I'm part of that's like I just haven't ventured into Irish whiskey. So TJ's shared with us, the Redbreast Cat Strength. I think at a bar pour I've had Redbreast.
Can we address the elephant in the room? Nobody
what's the-
said a word about Redbreast 27 until right after I mentioned Jackie Zykin. then you guys started talking. I'm just saying.
There's another comments. There's the private chat area that things have been said in.
Oh, have
But
they?
fair
I didn't
enough.
even-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
there's a whole private chat.
Yeah.
Shit, look at that. There's a private chat.
Yeah,
Oh,
David-
I should have said that in the private chat, huh?
David's been watching.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Is Red
So-
Breast really that good?
So
I love the
Hey,
cast
here's
strength and the
Yeah.
12. Like honestly,
I would
that's
say,
fantastic.
if you want to go into Irish whiskey and you can find a Redbreast 12-year cast strength, it is a bourbon drinker's Irish whiskey. It's so good. But David was amazing. So my wife and I did that St. Patty's Day Irish special because she's a redhead. So, got to get click. I mean, one, she's a redhead.
What's
Two,
the stereotype?
she's a beautiful looking female. So trying to get those 1,000
Hey,
subscribers, whatever we can do. So he watched that and he was like, hey, you want a sample of Redbreast 27? I was like, yeah, that would be amazing. And he was like, I'll send one to Brian too, because he's a poor teacher and he can't afford it. But Chuck, he can afford it. So he should just buy his own, which was hilarious.
I had
So,
a
yeah.
clean
I
single,
appreciate that
the
response.
Powers 12, John's Lane, and a Tullamore Dew, like a distillery exclusive that was a gift I got like over 10 years ago.
Mm.
The John's Lane Powers is really good.
I would say I haven't had that. So, but yeah, so he sent me a Redbreast 27, Redbreast 15, and a Redbreast PX Cherry.
Right.
So David, we are Heather and I are going to do another recorded session of us trying those. So that'll be a lot of fun, and we will definitely give you a shout out. All right, I like it, Ed.
Single barrel, but
I mean, it's in a tube, so it's 10% better. That's my
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
insane.
Oh gosh,
And-
don't get TJ started on
Yep.
tubes. Literally,
Yep.
he'll buy anything if it's in a tube.
I mean, that's the reason I don't have an Elmer T. Lee except for
That's why he
Ed here.
buys Cheese Whiz.
Eric and I are still waiting for our chief barrelhead, but that's fine. No big deal.
Wait, is Elmer T. Lee? I thought E.H. Taylor was in it too.
Right. No, so that's my story. So I was stupid in my. So Chuck and I are going to have to do an episode of that. Like the stages
Because you don't
of.
think Brian will show up.
Well, no, we're going to do it like in person. Actually, we can do it when we do our barrel pick. So we get you guys to be part of it too. The stages of whiskey, like obsession. So when you first start out, it is just like chase the rare Buffalo Trace stuff.
Yeah.
So I had an E.H. Taylor in my hand and I put it down and I grabbed an E.H. Taylor single barrel.
No, yeah,
instead.
you had an Elmer
Okay.
T. Lee in your hand.
Oh, yeah,
Elmer
and
T.
you
Lee.
put that down and you grabbed an E.H. Taylor single barrel.
DJ,
Yeah.
here's a level of honesty. How many of us have a brown bag with a gold string full of little horsies?
I've got.
I don't have the bag.
I would say I have a shelf with bottles, drink with little horses on them that I'm collecting.
I don't have a bottle to my name right now, but I have a brown bag of little horsies.
So yeah, so unfortunately, I gave up my Elmer T. Lee for an E.H. Taylor single barrel, and it was the biggest disappointment of my life.
I turned down the manager of my store offered me a gold label last year, and I said, "No, I don't want that crap."
I passed up a Booker's 30th rye.
You lie.
That was that. No, I'm dead serious. It was
You
on the
lie-
shelf.
You lie like a cheap fucking rug.
Nope. Right when I got into bourbon, and I
You
was
lie like
"Oh,
a
that's
rat eating
expensive
onions."
for bourbon."
No.
So yeah, so what
No, it was
what we were talking
mean.
about, and spoiler, we're gonna do this episode. It'll be hilarious. But like your tiers of bourbon, and I feel like Lance and all of us are
Literally
the
the
same.
tears of bourbon.
Yeah, I would even argue.
Stop. That's
I would say
bullshit.
Ed's, you are probably where we are too. So when you first get into bourbon, for some reason, you buy every Buffalo Trace there is, and then you get beyond that. Yep, and then and then what you do is you buy you hunt for all the allocated stuff. You're like, oh, this store's having a release. I got to get there. Wait in line. Blah blah blah. After that, you're like, damn it, I can't get any of the allocated stuff. This isn't worth it. I'm gonna just buy single barrel from store picks. Like this is the way to go. And then you get to where we all are, which is like you have a
Eric,
friend
take
come
notes. This is you. Like
Yeah.
in your progress of life
Yeah.
right now.
Take notes because this is going to be you tonight. we are to the point that it's like, man, I have so much bourbon and I can't drink it.
Yeah.
You have somebody come over
It's
that's
like,
like,
here,
I'm
here,
interested
here.
in bourbon. It's like, here, just take this bottle. No, take this bottle. Take this bottle.
Yeah, Ed, just here you go. If you come to Champagne, just take one of these.
I'm on.
Nice.
Okay.
No, I'm not there yet. But my wife's boss a bottle of Eagle Rare that I bought allocated. It seemed like the right thing to do.
Totally. Been
Yeah.
there.
All been there.
Yep.
Been there. The
I gave
Eagle
my
Rare,
wife-
it's
I
good
gave my wife
bourbon.
a bottle of Blanton's. She got a
There you
17% raise. Go figure.
So eventually,
Because it was for the bourbon.
Yeah. It wasn't because she's a great worker.
The bottle of Blanton's I have is the reason TJ has his Elmer T. Lee.
I would say, I'm down to my last bottle of Blanton's. I'll have to go stand in a 3-hour line at Buffalo Trace.
I gave my
Hey,
last
TJ.
bottle away.
TJ, I'll tell you how
That's-
crazy I am. I was able to buy at retail a William LaRue Weller.
What?
In a 3-way trade, I turned it into a turkey revival.
Yeah, he sent it to Ben.
He sent it to me to review, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I swapped it out with some Weller Foolproof. Ben doesn't know. Don't tell him. And then I sent it to Ben.
I say, and then there's Nick here. You
I'm
can
just
find
thinking, like-
Eagle Rare 10 in every CVS in California. Well,
That doesn't happen here.
nope.
Tell you.
Mm-mm.
Still
You
not
can
worth
find it.
Not
You can
anymore.
find it in Georgia easily.
You
But
got to be on a list at Benny's. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not what I want to be on a list for. Thank you.
Ridiculous.
yeah, so in Georgia, you can find Eagle Rare
Is Georgia.
anywhere.
Georgia?
McKenna 10
Yeah.
anywhere.
Georgia?
But Maker's 101 is $70.
What?
No bullshit. Honest to God. Yeah, you can go down and get Eagle Rare for $40 all day.
I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is buy, like Nick here, who can buy Eagle Rare all day long. Just buy like a case of Eagle Rare, drive up to
Sell
Louisville, go to Justin's House of Bourbon, say,
Oh, hell
here's
yeah.
Eagle Rare, and
You
they'll
make
just,
a fortune.
So
yeah,
I can see him outside at Justin's with a trench coat.
yeah.
Nick's in California.
No, he's Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing California's just close enough. He just hops over there every so often.
I mean, every time I go out there, I go into the bottle shop in Sierra.
Ben, shut up with your Russell's 10. That shit's not good.
I like
And Lance, you shut the hell up.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I do not get the hype on Russell's 10.
No.
It's fine.
I bet if
I
Jackie
just
said
don't
she liked
get
it,
it.
you would.
Fair.
Two medicinal cherry.
What Brian say?
What did he say?
He said, I bet if Jackie said she liked it. you'd-
That's a fact. That's a fact. If Jackie likes it, I'll take it all back.
She
Oh, man.
you know what I heard? She loves Redneck Riviera.
Done. I'm a redneck.
that is false, fake news. Fake news. Get out of here.
DJ
Hey,
just
speaking of,
got
they
bourbon.
raised the price on Redneck Riviera around here, and it is apparently in demand.
So
Even Granny Reserve.
I like how that's your interpretation.
So-
Ben, that's not true. You lying son of a bitch.
All right.
Whatever. You love anything he says, Lance.
Hold on. All right,
Literally.
Bell, Mr.
What?
Bell, what are you trying to say?
Go.
Just say, so in Illinois, Walmart can sell hard liquor. And Walmart sells a ton of everything. They probably sell, I don't know how many bottles of Screwball. So they get Buffalo Trace.
Mhm.
So just plain old Buffalo Trace, I can get whatever I want by going to Walmart as easily as a gallon. But you go to the liquor store, we never get that. You have to be on a special list. In Indiana or Kentucky, is it that hard to get just plain old Buffalo Trace?
No.
Oh,
I
can't
can't
find-
find $24.
you can't find Buffalo Trace in Kentucky. Everybody buys it up and then puts it on the secondary market and sells it to all the people in the not in Kentucky.
Secondary market. What's the
I
secondary
think-
market for Buffalo Trace? Like,
Meyer tomorrow, Ed Bell, and get it for
60.
$24.
And Lance, is it like that?
Did you say
60?
60?
Yeah. No.
What?
So again,
In the low
so
20s at
so
Walmart.
We can still get it for 25.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. So today, so this is a crazy thing. So first off, I'm guessing you guys know a Mike Booth. He says, "When do we get some titties in here?" Just saying, Ed.
I think it's a
I
title.
know which one he speaks of.
You're requested. Yeah. So, like, the secondary market in Kentucky.
Two more drinks, and the
Yeah.
nips are coming out.
The secondary market in Kentucky is crazy. So
I can dial a rotary phone with mine, so beware.
Oh my gosh!
Gee.
So a perfect example is the BBC Bourbon Barrel Company or Bardstown Barrel Company came out today with the Steve Nally. It was $400. It sold on the secondary for $1,000 within 5 minutes of them releasing it.
I have 2 words for the secondary market. Blow me.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, I was thinking of something else. So yeah.
So, but I would like to say in this small moment that I get the spotlight, Brian, just to let you know, when true friends come to visit, they bring Old Forester barrel strengths. So I'm going to drink this. Thank you, Cody. You, sir, are amazing.
Ooh.
I bet that Untitled Cognac finish is better than that barrel strength.
Yeah, I'm going to have to drink that next because he left me with that too. Man, that thing is
Ooh,
freaking
North
delicious.
Carolina's about to take down UCLA.
Oh no, that's going to kill the
That's
bracket.
fabulous.
Yeah, I had UCLA in the Final Four.
Oh, you're stupid.
You're stupid, Ed.
Oh.
Whatever. You're stupid.
That's
Tim
gonna-
said so.
I
Really?
definitely would have put UCLA in the Final Four ahead of USC because UCLA can actually play defense.
No,
I mean,
All right.
come on.
there's only one team in California that's worth anything, right there.
What?
That's
So,
baseball, not basketball.
Houston and
Chuck-
Peacocks are still alive. None of us
Yeah.
know anything.
Oh, who cares about UCLA? Oh wait,
So,
until my daughter goes to school there, then I'll care.
oh. So,
Then you'll be
Chuck,
poor. You'll be-
Chuck,
No,
Nick.
I'm
gonna
actually a USC fan, Ed, but I know
Why?
their basketball team was a house
Why?
of cards.
The University of South Carolina. That's what I'm talking about. The USC.
Oh boy.
Founded before Lewis and Clark ever got
Oh,
their
boy.
feet wet on the West Coast.
Oh boy. Here we go.
All right. So, Chuck, Nick wants a true Dickel expert, and we know you're the best at the Dickel.
He is.
Any
Nickel and
thoughts
nuts. Nickel and
on
nuts.
Dickel 13 Bottled Bond? That was my favorite bourbon of last year.
What?
I don't think it was my favorite bourbon of last year, but it was extremely solid.
Mm-hmm.
I always like the Dickel Bottled Bond. For the price, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was your favorite bourbon of the year, you don't need anyone else's opinion on it. It was your favorite bourbon.
I mean,
of the year.
Dickel 15 was our
Love it.
favorite bourbon of the year.
I
So,
can't
yeah,
believe it.
not too
that
far
made
from it.
all the way through.
If it was your favorite, don't listen to anybody. Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Bingo.
And if 1910 is your jam, 1910 is your jam.
Then you're an idiot.
Yes.
End it now. End it. Yeah, that's all. That's like close the live stream.
Hall of Fame. Oh shoot.
I still can't believe that the bourbon of the year was Booker's.
Yeah.
Not for us. It was number 2.
Yeah. That was a great batch, man. I'll give you that. It was a good batch.
Yep.
The only reason Ed's going to keep being a top Patreon is because when the Booker's only release for the subscription service comes to me, he'll get a sample.
Right. You know me too well, TJ.
Yep. All right, what do you say? Brian's background is just a shade, kind of like 1920 hitting in 1910's shadow.
Yeah, I'm like blink twice if you've been kidnapped, Brian. Are you all right? Are you good, man?
Hey, Brian, I can't believe I gave you a
Oh, okay. It's a shade. Woo, man. Oh, I'm glad you're all right, buddy. I was worried about this.
We're working up to that. That's like one of our Patreon hopes is if we get enough money with Patreon, we'll be able to get Brian a shed that he can do drinking of bourbon in. And then
She shed.
Yeah, a she shed
He
with
shed.
his high quality internet as Chuck's.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we battle for worst internet on some nights.
I went fiber optic this week, and I couldn't be happier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, fiber optic is fantastic.
There was nothing more fabulous than when Brian revealed the very old Barton and Chuck's freaking internet locked up on them.
It was well timed, Ed. Well timed.
It was freaking awesome. Oh my god, that's the best.
I've never tried that.
Don't. I can tell you. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. There's some things you just shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Well, wait till Herbert Davis loses to the Peacock.
I truly. So there was a price limit, like a salary cap, if you will, on our brackets.
And yet we still. So the difference
and then
is.
I went, how little can I spend and still meet the required stipulations?
I was going to say, there was two of us that was like, how can we do this distributed the best? And there was one of us that was like, I really want to buy bottles from these distilleries, so I'm going to spend all my money there.
That's exactly what I did.
Chuck is going to town on the typewriter.
Sorry, having a private conversation over here with people that care about my opinion.
Zing.
I'm not as old as you, Brian. I don't know how to use a typewriter.
Hey.
It sounds like you're admitting that I know something you don't.
55 is young.
You do.
Just back off.
You look great for 55, Brian.
Yes, 55 is, just ask Ed the older.
Oh, man.
All right, this has been going on for 2 hours. It's past Chuck's bedtime.
Oh, Chuck's going to call out.
I just figured figured out who Ed Sturger looks like. It's taken me a while.
Taking you a while. You've known it for like that long.
I know. I haven't been able to put my finger on it.
Come on. Let's do it.
EABOD.
This has got to be your next sticker, TJ. Somehow you have to figure this out. Ed looks.
Wait, you see his next sticker? Like
Ed looks like.
Hey,
the guy...
Lance. You might want to watch what you're saying. You lose 15 months.
It was like TJ, create a new Patreon level. I don't know what we're gonna do for him, but we're gonna do something special.
I just figured it out. It just hit me. Ed looks like the guy in Up, but 20 years earlier. He looks like.
I love you.
I don't know why it just hit me. You're like a young. What's the guy's name in Up? What's his name?
Oh,
it's an animated character. I really don't know.
I watched it the other day. I should know.
I got to make a side by side because I'm telling you, this is like. No. Well, that's close, but Ed's the Up guy, but 20 years earlier. Oh man, that hit my funny
Carl. His name's Carl.
There you go.
Carl. Yeah, he's a Carl, 20 years younger. Mr. Fredrickson, Ben said he would know. Yeah. Ben still watches a lot of Disney movies.
So Ben does. He's like, I love my Pixar.
Not old enough to get the parental controls off Netflix yet.
So that's what we'll do. We'll do a pick with a giant thing of nuts. And Mr. Fredrickson with his face in it, which is Ed.
I love it.
All I know is that TJ and Lance really like to walk a thin line about that picture. Really, it's easy to shut it off.
Chuck, are you Googling Mr. Fredrickson to see how accurate I am?
No.
Oh, you should. I got to be accurate.
I say Chuck's on my Disney Plus. I was tempted to hit him with cannot watch anything over PG-13 because I was worried about him. But I gave him full MA rights.
Now that I got through Boba Fett, I don't need the Disney for a while. So
I need to finish that.
Oh, the last episode was good. Yeah.
All right, so
wait, what was it? Luke Skywalker shows up good, or was it good?
It was good. And Luke was not even in the last episode.
At the end of the Mandalorian,
Fuck.
Luke Skywalker showed up. I've been waiting for that since 1983.
You're let.
I don't know. So Luke showed up like what, the third to last episode of that Boba Fett? It was just like so slow.
Really?
Once again, I know why Nick is a Patreon. Obi-Wan is coming. It is going to be freaking amazing. Can't wait. I'm going to deactivate Chuck's account.
Why am I a Patreon to both of you all? Why?
Ed, because what did I do? What did I do?
Star Wars? Really? There's 3 of them, and that's it. There's 3.
I don't disagree with you. Those are the best.
Thank you. Okay. Chuck,
seriously,
DJ. Chuck said.
And it's the same reason I'm friends with them. Nothing better to do.
I'm telling you, Ed's gonna be Mr. Fredrickson in 20 years.
That's fine. I don't give a shit. I make as much money as Mr. Fredrickson. All good.
Get off my porch.
Yeah, he's gonna jump in a house with some balloons and he's gonna fuck you all.
So
I ain't going anywhere near your story. Just shut up.
I don't know what movie you guys watched. It was a different up.
Thanks.
yeah.
We're talking about the 3 Star Wars movies. 3 of them.
Yeah. So anyway, with that, we're gonna log off here. We're gonna end the live stream. But if you're a Patreon member, you could keep going because you better believe we're gonna keep drinking and talking and having a fun time.
Hey.
Except for Chuck, because it's past his bedtime and he's got to go to bed. Otherwise,
Ben, get to bed, buddy.
I have to catch up.
Yeah,
flight
see,
tomorrow.
Ben, you
and
know,
Ben, we don't want them to be.
get your warm milk in your blankie, Ben.
Yeah, we don't want
That
them
sounds
to be,
lovely, Ben. Don't tell anybody. Don't
We don't
let
want
them.
them to be
don't-
grumpy pants.
Yeah.
It sounds like garbage. I'm gonna have some. See you,
Yeah.
man.
So thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe button. We need to hit that 1,000 mainly so
Please
we can start.
subscribe to Power of Bourbon. Please
Yeah.
do it.
We want to auction off Chuck's bourbon.
subscribe.
So yeah, and yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching.
Are we going to
Cheers.
auction off mine?
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're not, Brian, we're not going to auction. If you don't subscribe, we're going to send you Brian's bourbon. I will buy it.
That's the best motivation I've heard.
Please, yeah, please do it.
All right.